The TGIF report is brought to you by 717 Credit Union.
Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to the TGIF report. I'm Mike Moliterno, and it is a beautiful, beautiful new issue day, the June issue. We have reached the midpoint of 2023. Wow. Like sands in the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. But I digress. Let's dive in. In our cover story, George Nelson reports on how the Western Reserve Port Authority is buying decaying commercial and residential properties with the goal of returning them to productive use. He reports the WRPA is finalizing language of land purchase agreements with Steward Health for 26 properties in a $300,000 deal. In our Brain Gain coverage, Deanne Johnson brings us this story on how St. Elizabeth is looking overseas to fill the nursing shortage in the Valley. Last year, there were 14 openings in the Medical Surgical Oncology Unit at St. E's Youngstown. Since then, 5 positions have been filled by nurses from the Philippines. On the following page, we see how the Mahoning Valley Manufacturers Coalition is creating a curriculum for area teachers to introduce students to the skilled trades. And on page 18 in our On the Road to EVs coverage, Greenwood Chevrolet talks about some of the federal tax incentives available to customers who purchase an EV and what they need to do to qualify.
Our Blazer EV, our Equinox EV, and the Silverado EV, by the way, are all going to be eligible. So that's great. You know, okay, Chevrolet, we're going to be okay. But there's threshold limits. Can't be more than $80,000 at retail, or the vehicle doesn't qualify on the truck side. Can't be more than, I think, is it 55,000, or there's a lower number on the car side. And so it's targeting more of the mass market vehicles that we'll need to do to get a real EV ecosystem going in the United States of America.
You can find more On the Road to EVs coverage by clicking On the Road to EVs under the News tab at businessjournaldaily.com. One of the focuses of the June issue is tourism, and we have several stories on how tourism is impacting the region's economy. On page 24, we look at the economic impact of the fishing industry, which brings in some $2.2 billion every year to the state of Ohio. Then on the following page, we go county by county to see how outdoor activities are drawing visitors. For example, in 2021, visitors spent $521 million in Mahoning County. Another big draw is local heritage, with organizations such as the Trumbull County and Salem Historical Societies receiving thousands of visitors each year, as well as other pieces of local history, such as the National Packard Museum and the Ernie Hall Aviation Museum. And speaking of local heritage, on page 30, Dan O'Brien brings us this story on a new book chronicling the life of Youngstown's first citizen, Joseph Butler Jr., the namesake of the Butler Institute of American Art in Youngstown. This photo from 1912 shows Butler holding a plow at the groundbreaking ceremony for St. Elizabeth Youngstown. And make sure to check out all the great submissions from area businesses in our Great Places to Work section. You can find all this great content and more in the June issue of the Business Journal. Click the subscribe tab to choose a plan that's right for you. And that is all for this week's TGIF report. Have a happy, safe weekend. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Mike Moliterno.
717 Credit Union. Savings power to give your business an extra boost. Business savings, certificates, and business money market. 717 Credit Union. Make your money work as hard as you do. Check out our business money market and CD rates at 717cu.com/rates.